Hello, welcome back to the video. It's April02 and I will be on Minecraft Java Edition. Just on one of the old worlds I built on. And I will be giving a tour of what I've built. Maybe explain some of the history behind some of the builds. So yeah, let's get into it. This is a map of a city, as you can, well, a map of a castle, docks, a church, a town hall, mob farm, sugarcane, villager breeders, potato fields, former palace of Witheria. And as you may see, this thing up here, that is a discontinued castle. I was going to make a castle there, but I thought no. There's also a super smelter, tree farm, moss farm. We also have the Great Wall of Sandario, as that was the capital of the Sandarian Empire for a while. Currently, I'm in the building of Alliance, which I built for 3 nations to, well, from 3 to 6 nations to be able to live in. And that is the specs of the building, pretty much similar on all sides. Let me just pay respects to those killed by the first Wither. Yep, that was... I did lose a lot of villagers, mainly because I was not equipped at the time. This is the main area of the server. I installed a map room. This is spawn. We have a nation here, one here and one here. This one here is very inactive. This one did progress, but the Sandarian Empire has done the most progress, such as building this map room. Great, I know. But that's their mailbox. I haven't checked mine in a while, nothing there. Also, I do have a raid farm, so don't ask about the emeralds. I just emptied all of the chests, I have used it a lot. But yeah, that was a Christmas present one year, the snowmen. One of them has passed away, sadly. This is my main area, as I am currently in charge of this area. 1 second. So yeah, they don't really do much. As you can tell, the roof, like the ceiling, has changed with wood type because someone tried to bomb me. From what I can gather from the event, they placed a bomb under there, like minecart TNT things. This is my original wheat fields, where after moving down here I expanded into their original sugarcane farm. I should probably sleep. Yep, there we go. I will say I am in the end game of Minecraft at the moment. Well, all of this server at least. Have an ender chest, have that, have backup food, all this. But these chests are no longer filled with anything good. That's the news segment. Someone was playing a little joke and put numbers on every single sign. I do have an elytra. There is an iron thing there from... Someone built that after I gifted them a bunch of iron. The walls of the Empire. Well, their food productivity is great. Then this is... I'm currently in... Oh, what's it called? I'm in another empire. That is their official flag. They no longer use that. I should probably take that down for them, I'll explain later. No, if I leave it there, then that's probably best, then they can't get me done for anything. That's their little shed. That's a mockery of their shed as a joke. So yeah, this is mocking their shed. But then we have the Great Wall of Sandaria, which red is the main colour on my banner, so I made some flags. Thought, why not? It looks nice. I haven't been on in a while. Also, the floor around this, I was going to make a mansion to cover that up, but it kept burning down the floor, so I stopped. There's Tree Farm and Moss Farm. Super Smelter over here. Don't know what the last thing I tried smelting was. Ah, I have a ton of charcoal, that's what I was smelting. And then my first house burnt down. Some city walls. I also have some carts, because why not? Makes the city feel more alive. Also, another thing is I can't have food next to any carrots. But yeah, that is the official gateway into the city of Witheria. The bridge over the potato fields, where villagers work. And the first mob farm constructed. That is a villager housing thing for now. I do need to upgrade this town. They do have other villager houses they can go into, but the Wither made them useless, so they have not been updated in a while. This is another house I built. I do need to decorate the interior so villagers can live here. Probably turn it into a shop. Yeah, Town Hall sadly got blown up. Another act of terror. Can't pinpoint who did it, so no justice has been served. And then the former Palace of Sandaria. I will admit I blew that one up, but only because I was building a better base. Second mob farm constructed, much better than the first. Villager breeders. All set up there. And then we have bamboo, the mass sugarcane, the church, which flies the banner of the Sandarian Empire. This was just an area where I thought, I might build something good, I might not. That's exports of iron. I do have an iron farm. And if I do have a Danish-looking flag, it's not meant to be the Danish one, it's meant to be what's on my shield. But that is the first ship of Sandaria. Pulling into the docks. And yet, up above the church sits the Cryptonic Keep. A place built by the monarchy. Yep, there's a lot of planned builds. Not many of them got completed, but that is meant to be what's on my shield as well, not the Danish flag. This is a fully functional castle. The Lord Drankorn lives in there. The king/queen, depending on who's on the throne, lives in there. Just for perspective, both rooms are quite similar. That's not meant to be there, that was a welcome gift to them. That's the banner of House Drankorn. I did say I have an iron farm, so that's where the iron's from. I also have a lot of diamonds, ender pearls, and fireworks. But yeah, this is a nice looking room. Each room only has different paintings, that's about a lot of it. I need to go down, don't I? Yeah, I do. Then we get to the floor with the balcony and amazing artwork. This is where the armory and soldiers would sleep and work. All of these chests pretty much full, other than one. Mainly because I have an iron farm and I can't be bothered. I could be bothered to fill them up, but that didn't work then. One room that stood as a pinnacle of the history of the server for a while. The first throne room, well, second throne room of the Sandarian Empire. Coronations were moved here after the construction of the castle and interior were complete. They have since been moved somewhere else, but they originally took place in the church. Then that leads us back to the library, which is a nice looking room. I just think I could have done more, but I don't know what else I could add. Then the Halls of Iron, as they are both known. I do have a dungeon, but it's not as decorated. It's a bit smaller and it's down there. Now, this does lead up the tower, just so you can see it's actually not a scam in any way. Yeah, this castle is fully accessible. Maybe not in the roof section there, but you can even get up there, like in that little bit of the tower. Yeah, there's also a fountain. And as you walk in, it looks like that, which is quite a nice view. That's pretty much all the rooms, other than... Oh, there is one more room, which I did a bit of redstone to conceal. So we have the meeting room, which is just that. Dining room, which is the same with food. And then we have a courtroom. This used to be the room that housed the dragon egg, but that has since moved to a better spot. That door does work on both sides. It's not as nice this side, but it works. So yeah, that's this castle completely, like tour complete, other than the dungeons, which are just a mess at the moment. And let's head over to the main attraction of this server. The best thing I've built, by far. The interior is incomplete. Like, there's a couple rooms completed, but main thing is the Castle of Winter's Edge. The walls are nothing fancy, they're just walls. Like, I can go from the keep, that side of the keep, all the way around to this side of the keep. Like, I can't get up there yet. I do need to find a way to access them. But I can go from that section of the wall up to the towers. But I can't go from the towers into here because this is one of the many corridors that are in this castle. This needs decorating to be an armory, and so do the floors above. This is the another hall of many things. The Hall of Houses, I'll call it, because House Drankorn, House Anthala, this one is to be claimed. We only have 2 main houses so far, but the third one is to be claimed. That's meant to be a grand dining hall, but it's not complete, so I won't bore you. There's meant to be a basement down there, but again, won't bore you with that. That's empty. And then the Nether portal is there. This is a map of the castle with a little poppy beneath. Like, this castle is huge. Undecorated rooms on either side. And the main room of the monarch, with Blackside being a bit less dramatic. And then as it gets to nightfall, this is a perfect time to show you the best room in the server, the most expensive room in the server, the room where it all happens. This is the Grand Throne Room of the Sandarian Empire. As you can see, many diamonds, many Wither Skulls, chainmail. This is the throne of the Withered Man. Claimed 3 in its lifetime, shown by the skulls. And at the top, the dragon egg. The official dragon egg. These are diamond, these are chainmail. Look, diamond. Chainmail. I just have a texture pack on. But this throne is built for a king and an emperor. And the flag on the throne represents the ruling house, so currently it's Anthala. That again is Drankorn, the other one is to be claimed. But then you may have noticed these at the side, there's two of them. These are for any rich lords or ladies who don't want to sit in the benches. They can stand up here, have a drink. When the event starts, gather around and watch the procession. Or depending on if there's too many lords and ladies, depending on the event. But yeah. The ceiling is also a masterpiece. Like, I don't think many people would build like that, but I chose to break free from that. I chose to build this grand throne room in the keep. This takes up an entire floor, but it is worth it. And as you can see, there's a flag out there of red. The red is meant to be the main flag, but I'm not the best at flags, so I can't recreate the exact flag that's on my banner. This leads to the top of the keep. This leads to the top of this tower. This did take me a ton of stone and a ton of time, don't worry. But then I'm up here. This castle is placed on the perfect slant between winter and summer. So it is the castle of Winter's Edge. There's a village there that can see upon the castle. This castle is amazing just because of its location and other things. Like, I feel like this is the best thing I've ever built, but that's not my decision to make. People may call this fake, but it's not. I genuinely built this. I genuinely gathered these resources. I genuinely built a raid farm just because I could. And I know because this is my first one on this video on the server, people are going to call it fake and clickbait, but it's not. Like, I do have a lot of shulkers, but that's because this is endgame Minecraft. It's gotten to a point where I can't be bothered to finish this build because it's that big. I should have looked at the scale before building this. I built this in sections, so the front wall was built first, then the corridors at the side, then some of the additional towers, like this one. But I'm thinking I might add a stable down here, or like just outside the keep. But yeah. The world of freedom. What a mind can create, limited by yourselves.